Snowflakers, my name is Funeka Pepeta and I'm joined in the kitchen by Mpho Palane from Food I Love You. Now, if you haven't seen our first episode, which was the cooking and baking basics, I urge you to pause this video, go and check that one out, and then come back to this one so we can make some magic.
Today's recipe is a classic. It is going to get you into the rhythm of baking, and it is vanilla cupcakes.
So Mpho, first things first, what does our recipe tell us to do?
We need to carve out 15 minutes for recipe preparation, and then it's in the oven for 20 minutes, and it's gonna make 12 to 16 cupcakes.
And what is our ingredients for this recipe?
We need our snowflake cake wheat flour, 1 1/3 cup, 1 teaspoon of snowflake baking powder,
Baking powder,
a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of butter that has been softened, 1/2 cup of full cream milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, 2 large eggs.
Eggs are good.
And 1 cup of sugar.
Sugar's ready to go.
Nice.
Now that we have our ingredients, what is the equipment we're going to be using? Because remember in the first lesson, we know and we learned that equipment is very important for any recipe.
We are using a 12-hole muffin tin. Then I'm going to use my cupcake liners, got some measuring cups and a measuring spoon, my mixing bowls, and I've got a spatula and my flat-bladed knife. One other thing, I have my hand beater, electric hand beater.
A lot of recipes don't actually tell you what equipment you need. So if you're ever uncertain, just pause this video, go and watch the first one. It'll help you understand what you need and how to use it. Right, Mpho, what's the first step?
We preheat our oven at 180 degrees. There we go. Spray that. So sometimes your batter spills over, so I'm trying to avoid that. So by adding in the spray and cook, you can lift it up nice and easy. Great, so this is lined. We can move on to our dry ingredients. Remember, when we are measuring dry ingredients, we're going to use a flat-bladed knife. Scoop it out. We're not going to pack it up. 1 Happy Days. Other dry ingredients that are going in here, my snowflake baking powder, and that's a teaspoon.
There is your salt.
Thank you.
Clear for you.
And I'm just gonna use my spatula and just give it a nice quick mix, and we set it aside. And in here, we are going to be beating our sugar and our butter.
Sugar.
Thank you so much. And our butter. And I'll be using this baby over here. If you don't have one, you can make use of a whisk, but it will take a little bit longer. So I'm gonna do this for about 2 to 3 minutes, and I am looking for a light and fluffy kind of texture. That's been 2 to 3 minutes of doing that. Then from there, we're gonna add in our eggs.
I normally crack my eggs into any recipe I make, and it's always messy. So what is the right way to actually crack your egg?
So the right way to crack your egg is cracking it on the surface, and then you kind of push your fingers through the membrane, your thumb, and you break it in. Yeah, so that avoids any of your shells going into your mix. One by one here, one at a time. So there we go. And then I add my next egg. I think this is looking good. Perfect. Can you pass me the vanilla essence? And we can add it in here. Beautifully mixed. Try and always get the sides of the bowl perfect. So remember our dry ingredients. So we're gonna add in 1/2 of them. And then I'm gonna mix it. A beautiful mix. Can you please add in the milk?
All of it?
Yes, please. You don't want to overwork your batter. That's why we're using a spatula. Can you please add in the dry ingredients for me?
Sure. To the last drop.
Thank you, thank you. You want to get everything mixed in a perfect consistency.
So what's next, Mpho?
We are spooning in. I'm spooning it to just over halfway. There we go.
Why are you filling it up just to halfway and not all the way?
Remember, it's got your baking powder, so in the oven it is going to rise quite a bit.
Mpho, I think our cupcakes are ready to go into the oven.
Definitely. So remember, I preheated my oven to 180 degrees. And the reason why I'm doing that is because there's raising agents like our baking powder. And we don't want our cupcakes to sit, the batter to sit for too long, as it is an active ingredient.
While we do that, can't you add a tip or trick for us today?
Always, always. Funeka, it's so easy to change these vanilla cupcakes into chocolate cupcakes.
Tell me, because my sister will love you.
Just by adding 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder into your dry mix, you go from vanilla to chocolate.
So you please everyone.
Exactly.
Chocolate and vanilla. I like that tip.
Gorgeous.
Pour.
There we go.
They look great and smell even better. Okay, Mpo, I remember you said that we can use a skewer to check if they're ready. And if it comes out dry, which it is, we're good to go. Do we gobble them up now?
No, please. We're gonna wait for them to cool down and then we can gobble up. Lightly dust these with some icing sugar.
So if you find that you're pressed for time, don't worry, Snowflake has got you covered. They have a wide range of pre-mixes, so you can also create this wonderful recipe if you rush for time. Make sure that you join us for the next lesson, where we'll be taking you through some more recipes and you can continue to create homemade happiness.